Hey, Tony Jackson's here, popping in with another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, let me see. I think I don't have to coach for an hour and 40 minutes, so I'm going to shoot a couple of these videos at least, I hope. So I may have more than one today, or if not, it'll be for tomorrow. So just keep your eyes open. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you're notified when the videos come out. Hi, Tony. I am a 55-year-old woman who divorced 2 years ago. Now, I just got off the phone with a client who was 55. So this but it's not the same person. It's kind of ironic. And I was just getting ready to shoot a video called Dating 55 and Up. And then the email I come to is this. I'm telling y'all, I'm convinced that God producing the show. All right. I was married 25 years, always faithful, but I made the mistake of marrying a compulsive cheater. Things got too far out of control, so I had to go, even though I loved him and wanted my home to stay together. There's no going back. I have taken the time to heal and grow as a woman. I tried dating a few guys I met on dating apps. They all started to disappear once they realized that I was not going to have with them. After watching a few of your videos, though, I realized that dating apps are a joke anyhow. I see exactly what you mean. I am going deeper in my relationship with Jesus Christ and have promised God that I will remain abstinent until marriage. My question is, do abstinent, God-fearing men still exist? If so, where are they? How soon in the dating process should I tell a man that I am abstinent? Thanks for all you do. Your ministry is life-changing. Hey, God bless you. Thank you for writing in. Now, that's something. I was just getting ready to do a video called Dating 55 and Up. But, and then this is the email that I get. So that's just blowing me away right now. It's blowing me away. And the other thing what I want to say here is I'm going to try to explain this the best way possible. It's not easy to explain, but I'm going to try my best here and try to help you understand men. Now, here's what you have to realize. Okay, you're 55. So it most likely there is not a 55-year-old virgin or a 50-year-old virgin or a 60-year-old virgin. And that needs to be your age range. Between 50 is the youngest he should be. You really want to be around 52 at the youngest, but 50 to 60, that's ideal. There are exceptions to the rule, but I don't teach the exceptions to the rule, because trying to be the exception to the rule is dangerous. So remember, there have been people who have driven 90 miles an hour and hit a tree and lived. Do you want to drive 90 miles an hour and hit a tree to see if you live? That is what hollering exception to the rule is doing. That's what you're doing. When you holler there's exception to the rule, that's what you're doing. You're trying to do something crazy and see if you're going to have the same grace, favor, and mercy that the other person had, and 9 out of 10 times it ain't going to work out for you. So understand that right there. That's to everybody, not to this young lady here. So the next thing what you have to realize, being that you most likely will not meet a virgin in your age group, that means that he will only be abstinent when he meets you. So that's what you have to understand. A man is who he needs to be in order to be with you. And see, that's one of the things that confuse a lot of women, is most often women think that a man is going to be ready-made. He's already ready. He's already that man. No, men change and grow to be with the woman that they want to spend their life with. So a man in most cases will settle if you allow him to settle. So if you will sleep with a man on the first night You probably have to go through 1,000 nights with 1,000 men before you meet one man that will tell you, no, I don't want to sleep with you on the first night. That's not respectful of you and your body. So please pull up your pants, get back dressed, and let's sit up straight on the couch and continue watching Netflix. You probably will have to go through 1,000 nights and 1,000 men to meet that one man that's going to tell you no. And in that 1,000 men will be priests, pastors, principals, police officers, and everything of the sort in that 1,000 men. That is a hard truth for women to understand and believe, that a man is typically perfected through his work with a woman. And that's what you have to understand. So, do abstinent, God-fearing men still exist? Yes, they exist when they meet you. They can fear God, but men don't typically fear God to the point that they do everything right. We fear God to the extent of the repercussions. Again, you might have to watch this video twice now, because I really don't. I wish I could lie to you. And that's the one thing, is that I'm noticing more and more women coming on here to have their fantasies and fairy tales reinforced. Not this young lady. She asked a real question. But I'm talking about the people that I've been dealing with and seeing. And I just can't lie to you. I can't lie to you. Men are imperfect. You're not going to meet a man that's 100% ready. It's going to be an area that he going to need some tweaking in. Not twerking. He going to need some tweaking in. And it's going to be based on who you are as a woman. And that does not mean that you have to be 100% perfect. That's not what I'm saying. Because you're going to have weak areas and you're going to grow based on who he is. You see what I mean? One hand wash the other. We helping each other, but typically where a man is strong at, a woman is weak. And where a woman is strong at, the man is weak. And that's why we fit together like a puzzle. So what you have to understand is that you never have to come down off of your values, your morals and your values. You never have to do that. And you admitted you was doing the online dating. That is terrible. That's horrible. That's not a good place to be. It's not a good place to be. Never do the online dating again. And so here's what you're going to have to do. And I just gave this plan away to my client here. And when you are 55, when you're in this age range, you have to be very intentional about your dating. Not on dating apps, but about your real life. You have to be very intentional about that. Once you hit 46, you have to go into a state of intentionality. If you're under 46, then, this doesn't apply to you. But once you hit 46, you have to be very intentional. So what you could do is, in your city, you need to find the gym that you can afford, not the cheapest, the most expensive gym that you can afford. If that's $60 a month, if it's $80 a month, if it's $150 a month. The gym I go to is called Lifetime. It's 2 words, Lifetime Athletic Fitness Center or something. You have to Google it, but it's probably, I think, $140 or something like that per person. Me and my wife, we go together, so we on the same membership, so it's $250 a month. It's expensive, but it's the equivalent of moving out the hood. I hate to put it like that, but if a man's spending that type of money on his body, then he doing something right. He taking something serious. It don't mean he perfect, don't mean he a good man, but that's just one sign like, whoa, this dude take himself serious. Hold on, playboy. You investing in yourself like that. And then in there, they got the sauna, they got the steam room, they got the hot tub, they got good clean showers, they got all the workout machines, they got all the classes, Pilates class, kickboxing class, Zumba class. They got a cafe with all the healthy food. They got a work area where you can sit down if you're working from home. So it is an investment, but it's a return on investment. I'm seeing men who are single and they're in their 50s and 60s and they're doctors, they're lawyers. They had a marriage, it didn't work out, just like, this sister here. And they are in there every single time I go in there, the men in there. Because they're trying, the older a man gets, the more, and if he got a good head on him, the more active and intentional he is. So he's in there. So you need to get in that gym and be in there because, for one, your metabolism slowing down. Men still visual creatures, just like a woman can be a visual creature as well. A man may be to a higher degree, but your metabolism slowing down. So things starting to sit a little different, and you want to make sure that you keeping all that right there intact together and where you need to be. The Stairmaster, get on that Stairmaster. 10 minutes if you could do it, 20, 30. Get on up to 45 if you can, if it's okay on your joints. Now, if you ran a lot of track in your life and them joints toe up from the floor up, then it's a little different. But that Stairmaster is going to build them thighs, going to build them glutes, and it's going to burn a lot of calories. And so now you working on the body. You already most likely got the brand, meaning a career or a company that you making money from. And then the brain, you watching these videos, you feeding your mind, you learning about love and relationships. And so those are 3 B's: brain, brand, body. Notice I put body last because we don't want to get too caught up in superficiality. Don't know if that's a word. We're going to use it right there. So brain, brand, body. Inside the brain, that's your faith, that's your belief system, that's feeding your mind, that's reading books, that's learning, that's growing, that's taking courses, that's doing things like that. Brand, that's the career. If you work a job, that's your career, or the company that you run, that's the brand. And then the body is who you sleeping with, what you eating, how much you sleeping, and what's your workout regimen. So brain, brand, body. Those are the 3 B's. No matter what aspect of life, you can put it in one of those categories. And so you focused, you locked in. The next thing you want to do in this age range, because you're being very intentional, is you want to get on like a meetup.com. Get up like a meetup.com or Google, the equivalent of meetup.com. Competing sites to meetup.com. And each platform has unique strengths, so it is best to do your research. Network Builder, Group Spaces, Foursquare, City Socializer, Smacktive, but Tech Boomers, because I don't even know if meetup.com is still active, but I got on there. Yep, we are what we do. Meetup is a service used to organize online groups to host in-person and virtual events for people with similar interests. Founded in 2002 by Chairman Scott Hefferman and 4 co-founders, the company was acquired by WeWork in 2017 and remains headquartered in New York City. So now WeWork was just struggling now, so I don't know how long Meetup gonna be around if WeWork go out of business, but WeWork still trying to float. So with Meetup.com, I got on there when I wanted to podcast. And this podcast group that I'm in, they meet up every month. Virtual grief support group, real life trading. This in my city. Help or Hinder Carousel, a game of agile leadership. Blend Lounge anniversary party. So all this right here, these different groups on here. Tai Chi. All these different groups on here that I could take and join, and they meet up. I know what the podcast is, $10 each meetup, and you could connect with people. I reached out to the group, and when I wanted to set up my podcast, he gave me 2 people that I could hire to come set up my mics and show me how everything worked. So get on meetup.com for now, unless something else come out and replace it, and search your interests and find a group. And what you want to do is get in 3 groups. You need to get in 3 groups. I know I ain't got the time. What? I can't even group myself. Listen, you got to be intentional. And see, this the thing. A lot of times we say we want something, but we don't want to do what it takes to get it. So you get into these 3 groups, and these 3 groups, now they interchangeable. And so what I mean is, if you go to group 1, you go to this group, and when you there, the room is totally nothing like you. It's nobody that you have any real compatibility with outside of that interest that you signed up on. But you don't, nobody your color, or nobody dressed like you. They totally different. Okay, you can leave that group unless you looking to break into that, type of group. Then you can leave that group and interchange it with another group. If you get on there and you don't see a group that fits you, then start the group. You could start the group. So I could go on here, and I'm pretty sure it's nothing new under the sun, and that just take on more meanings than one. But I could go on there and probably search, authors, for authors in my city, and I guarantee it's a group on there. Filmmaker, guarantee it's a group on there. But I could try to go on there. Life coaches, it's probably already a group on there. But if I wanted to start a group, I could start a group on there. And so you start the group, and then when people come, they'll start to join your group one by one. Then once you get, 3 people or even 2 people, another person, then you schedule a meetup. And so a lot of times you got to go out there and get in it, or you got to create what you want to be a part of. And so just throwing my shoulders back so you can see this here shirt. Sold out though, I think. But I got some more on the way. So fret not. And so you want to get in these groups, and they need to be meeting at least once a month. If they're meeting virtual right now, then that's great. Get on Zoom, get your little background, go on YouTube, how to create a Zoom background, have your nice background, have your face done. Don't get on there slob outside of your mouth and cold in your eye and hair wild and telling yourself, I don't care about what nobody think. Yeah, you need to care about what somebody think. So get on there and look presentable and be right on there. Have your microphone muted now, and make sure you know that the camera on now, cause some stuff be going on. All right, so have that situated and together, and you on there and you just And I'm gonna tell y'all now, this a thing. You have to work on your personality. If you don't know how your personality is, then you might need to come talk to me. And of course, right now I'm only doing VIP sessions, but you could talk to any coach on mymentor.life and just have a coaching session and just ask questions and just talk, and then just ask that coach, so based on what you have felt from me in this session, what would you say? How do you perceive me? What does my energy feel like? Because see, what a lot of people have to do is, what I notice, what I'm experiencing is that a lot of women losing their mind. And it just, the older a woman gets, the more in her head she gets. And it's what I'm noticing. And that women say some real crazy stuff and just be off the handle and off the chain is what I'm noticing. That's what I'm noticing now. And it's alarming. And I'm not noticing the same thing with men of older ages, in their 50s and 60s. I'm not noticing the same thing with men. But what I'm noticing is with the woman, is kind of like, you ever met a conspiracy theorist? And it's just like everything is a conspiracy. And it's like, hey, that microphone. Hey, look, come here. See right there? That's alien. That alien made that. See, a human can't even do that right there. Human can't even do that right there. Come from an alien. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. About this right here. With this right here, CIA. Listen. You ever met somebody like that? And that's what I'm starting to notice with a lot of women, is like, some of y'all spending too much time alone. You're spending too much time alone. You're too much time in your head. You need to be out. You need to be active. And I'm going to tell you one little key now. And it's going to change your life. Listen. Listen. Twice as much as you speak. If a person say one sentence to you, your sentence need to be half the length of their sentence. If they say 2 sentences, your sentence need to be, you need to say 1 sentence. If they say 4 sentences, you need to say 2 sentences. You need to listen. Make it about the person you talking to. Ask them questions and talk to them like he or she is the most interesting person in the world. That's going to help you develop your personality. That's going to help you be more of a people person. It's going to help you be more likable. The more you can listen, and the more you do that, the better off you're going to get. Because when I tell you the comments I have to read, I'm like, Lord, why you ain't call me the animals? To work with the animals. I could be a paleontologist. I don't even know what that is. An archaeologist. Lord, why do I have to be a relationship coach? Woo! Some of the comments I have to read, I'd be like, Lord, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Right now. Talk about a reprobate mind. Oh my goodness. And it be women, that's in their 20s and 30s too. But one thing I notice is that the more time you spend alone, the longer you've been single, not the worse. Now see, here she only been divorced 2 years. But the more time you've been single, a lot of time the worse it gets, and that's why you have to be intentional. Cause see, right now what I'm saying, somebody gets so in their feelings and get so offended. And just be so offended. And they talking to a computer screen. They talking to the phone screen. They talking to a complete stranger, but will be so offended. And when I tell you, it is women who from a YouTube video be sending in emails. I had to read a lady the other day and tell her, listen, Mr. Gaskins does not accept unsolicited feedback. Didn't ask you for your opinion. Don't care about what you feel about one sentence that offended you. If it offend you, it ain't for you. Stay off the channel and don't email in again. Thank you. And I remember having a coaching session where a lady in her 70s tried to tell me what to say and what not to say on my videos. And I told her, ma'am, listen, I don't care how old you are. And I don't care that you paid me. You're not going to get on here and tell me to do other than what God has told me to do. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Get the t-shirt. So listen, when I'm trying to tell y'all now, all I'm trying to do is help you. All I'm trying to do is help you. I ain't asking you for no money. I ain't asking you for no donation. I ain't trying to sleep with you, can't even see you, can't touch you. All I'm trying to do is help you. So understand what I'm telling you now. So when you get out here and you intentional, you get into these groups. What these groups gonna do is it's gonna give you more exposure. The key to meeting somebody as you get older is exposure, because the dating pool shrinks. Because you got to realize, I have grown as a man, but when I'm 55, I'm gonna be married. You see what I'm saying? I'm already off the map. I'm already out the dating pool. So it's a lot of good men that's already married. Point blank, period. A good man can go through a divorce because life happens. A good man can be single, but the dating pool is not going to be as large. It's going to be smaller. It's going to be like a kiddie pool versus an Olympic size swimming pool. It's going to be a little shrunken. All right. Now that's relative. That kiddie pool could be 1,000 available men in your city. That kiddie pool could be 100 available men or 10 available men, depending on the size of your city. Could be 1 million. That's a lie. Available men in your city. But it depends on the size of your city. So what you have to understand is you have to get out. if you going to work and you going home, you don't have any exposure. So you just crossing a few men. But when you in group number 1, you around certain people. When you in group number 2, you around certain people. When you in group number 3, you around certain people. When you in this here good gym, you know the men in there, they financially stable to invest this level of money, $150 a month, into their body, that they making some money. You see what I'm saying? So that right there lets you know that. When you go to group number 1, you may meet a young lady and she says, hey, I'm in this other group. You should join it. Now you in that group. So now this is what you're doing. You working from 9 to 5. If you work overnight and you 55 or older, you need to start adjusting some things. You in the golden years of your life. You don't need to be doing a graveyard shift. Okay, it's time to start switching some things. That job need to have some seniority. You the senior. They need to have that young whippersnapper, 20-year-old young lady working a graveyard shift, and have you working the daylight shift. Okay, the sunset shift. You need to be 9 to 5. So you 9 to 5. Before you go to work at 9, you at the gym at 7. You done worked out, did your Stairmaster, you done bomb. If your hair could stand it, you done did the sauna or the steam room. Some of y'all hair are not gonna be able to stand that, but you can at least work out and get your shower, put your work clothes on, you going to work. Or if you rather work out after work, boom, you get off, then now you hit the gym for an hour, boom, boom. Now you done at the gym, you work out intense 30 minutes, boom, shower and all that, boop, boop, boop. Hour 15, you done. 6 o'clock, boom. Now you going to your meeting. You going to group 1, y'all meeting at 7 o'clock, 7:30. You see what I'm saying? At 55, your kids grown, they out the way. It's all about you. So if you working and you working out, and then you in your group, if that's 7 days a week, listen, you only get one life to live. So at this age, you can't be hollering about I'm too busy to have a social life. No, you need to get unbusy, because the grave closer than the birth canal. So at this time, you need to be living a full life. This ain't time just to be working like no slave. This time to be living a full life. And when you invest in yourself and you in the good groups, now you don't need to join the twerking class on Meetup, because you know that's going to be women or men that don't like women in the twerking class now. So you don't need to be twerking at 55. I know you want to stay young and all that, but it's other stuff you could be doing. So you in these groups, these high profile groups, meaning these are groups that is productive people, and this is a interesting interest that you have, that you in this group. And then if you go and you see it's just all women in there, then you're like, okay, this group ain't gonna. You may do a month and see if one of you meet somebody that could become a lifelong best friend, and then she introduce you to other spots. So then on Friday night, it need to be, you have to identify in your city or in the next city over, or next 2 cities over, whatever it is, you got to identify the lounge that you could go and sit socially distant with your mask on, unless you eating or drinking, and listen to the live music. And so every Friday night or Saturday night, or Friday and Saturday night, you in a different lounge, and you listen to nice jazz, and you getting your little hors d'oeuvre in you, little appetizer in you. And now the men that's in there, that's single, in their 50s, they in there because they like to hear Sam Cooke them. And so they like to hear the music that they, come up on. So that's why they go there, and they see you. And now this old confident man, he go there every Friday because he could be a widower for the last decade or so and just has not met the one. But when you create a routine, it's all going to come down to your routines, to your regimen, your routine that you're doing in your life. And this what's going to separate you. Now, when you get out there eventually, and you out and you act, eventually you're going to meet the right man. You're going to go through some toads before Prince Charming, but you're going to meet the right man when you're doing this. Now, here's the thing. Will this man remain abstinent until marriage? Took us 30 minutes to get to this point. Whew. But I had to break that down slowly, because one thing I noticed is that anytime I do a video for 50 and up, the people who watch it be very sensitive. I'm like, wow. I'm like, Lord, that's what I have to look forward to? Being super sensitive? Now it's one type of woman got a great sense of humor and she laughing up. Then the other type of woman so sensitive. Oh, I don't like the way you breathe when you say 50. I don't like the way you said the Y at the end of 50. What you trying to say? Cause Y stand for young. And I'm just like, oh Lord, what in the world, Lord? And so now listen, you get out there and you get active, you're gonna kiss some toes, which you don't need to be kissing, be called mono, and then you're gonna come into you a Prince Charming. Now here's the question: will he remain abstinent? And the other question: how soon in the dating process should I tell a man that I'm abstinent? I got a whole video on this right here. And let me tell you this: you don't have to tell a man that you're abstinent. You don't have to tell a man that you're abstinent, because when he tries you and you say, no, I'm not ready for that, and then that happens 10 times, now he knows you're abstinent. Because you don't know if you're abstinent. You don't know if you're abstinent. That's your goal. But when you put that out there and you say that verbatim, you could make him go into challenge mode. He could go into game mode. But if he just trying you and he getting turned down, he don't know he fighting a losing battle. But when you tell him you abstinent, now he could go into all out game mode. And you don't know at what point in this dating process, month 13, when that red wine with that red rose and that brandy wine on that filet mignon gonna hit right. You don't know when that thing gonna hit right, and you're gonna be on your bike. And you done played yourself because you told him your game plan. So he went into challenge mode instead of courting mode. He put his guard up so that he cannot fall in love, and his goal became to make you a liar. So don't ever speak something that is absolute, like I am abstinent until marriage, because you don't know that, because you ain't been tested in every way possible. You ain't been tested every way, so you don't know what test gonna set you up for the okie doke. You don't know at what point that you may come to a resolve in your mind and say, okay, it's been 13 months. He's still here. He's consistent. He's been chivalrous. He's been courteous. He's been everything. He's a real man. I'm gonna drop my guard and I'm gonna inch on over there and I'm gonna give him a little something because I'm ready. You may say that. He may not know that's why you doing that. And he said, oh, so you's a lie. So you's a liar. You just want to look special. You want to be a fake Christian. But now you're here with your ankles behind your earlobes when you had me spending all this money. And he may actually resent you when you say specifically verbatim, I am abstinent, or I am not sleeping with anyone until marriage. That right there does not need to be said to a man. And I know it's a lot of women that you want to fight this and you want to make it make sense, and you cannot understand why you can't tell a man that you abstinent until marriage, and that you gonna tell him that you abstinent until marriage. He got a problem with it. He could go on by their business. That's the thing. He may not show you he has a problem with it, and he may go into game mode, and he may string you out for 2 years of dating to where you practically feel like y'all married, but really y'all ain't. But he done showed you everything. See, look, that's the extent of a male ego. Yes, the male ego will go that far to win, will go that far to conquer you. That's why you can't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Like the good book say, you just got to live it. If you live it, you ain't got to talk it. You see what I mean? So when you turning him down, he gonna know you abstinent. He gonna know you abstinent. And that point blank period. And then here's the thing. 9 out of 10 women gonna argue with what I'm saying. So 9 out of 10 women not gonna be able to complete this. Not gonna be able to complete this here task, because 9 out of 10 women gonna say, I'm abstinent until married, and then be on their bike. And then the man lost all respect for him, because now she a liar. Now she a scammer. Now she a gamer. Now she a con artist. Now she everything but a child of God. And it could have honestly been an honest mistake. It could have been a genuine, honest mistake to where she just got weak, she got weary, and she just needed her son. You hear me? That thing was calling her name. And she tired of that dildo. And the battery done died. And she ain't had a chance to get her no new battery, which you shouldn't be doing that either. But she just needed her little something. And it just was a moment of weakness. And then she wanted to get up and say, oh no, I have sinned against God and never again. But then it's too late, because he said you was a liar to begin with. You shouldn't even said that if you know that you was going to be weak and you know you was going to be on your back. And so, yes, will a man judge you like that? Yes. Will he partake in that and have a double standard? Yes. So at the end of the day, you can't worry about where he at with his integrity and his standards. You have to take care of you. You got to take care of you. You can't give him your body and expect him to give you the benefit of the doubt. You can't do that, because we all responsible for ourselves. So if you want to be abstinent until marriage, keep that between you and God, because that's all who it matter to. That's all who it matter to. And when he try you, you tell him, I'm not ready for that. Because the truth is, you're not ready for that. So when he said, well, when you going to be ready? Your answer is, I'll know when I know. So what he's going to do is, because he doesn't see a deadline, because he doesn't see the end in sight, he's going to drop his guard and continue to fall in love. And because you have this strength, he's falling in love with you. Because now you are a rare woman, because he ain't never had to work this hard for no woman. And while he's working to sleep with you, he's actually playing himself, because he's falling in love with you. Because the more a man expresses, the more he loves. The more he falls in love. The more a man has to do, the more he falls in love. So what he's going to do is, in his mind, he's going to rationalize. And he's going to say, she's not sleeping with me because she's not comfortable with me. She's not sleeping with me because she cannot drop her guard and be cool, calm, and collected with me, because she doesn't know that I truly love her. I truly love her, so let me show her that I love her. So now comes the engagement. Then he's going to keep trying you to sleep with you to see if an engagement is going to get it done. When you keep turning him down and he realizes an engagement doesn't get it done, then now comes the wedding date. Then he's going to try you up until the wedding date to see if that gets it done. If that still doesn't get it done, then now here comes the actual marriage. And so now when you actually get married, then after that, he's in there. So now he sleep with you. And guess what? If he sleeps with you and then sabotages the marriage and you got to divorce him, or he leaves you, then guess what? You did right before God. And there's a reward for that. He did wrong before God. And there's repercussions for that. So you lost nothing, because you didn't give your body to a boyfriend. You gave your body to your husband. So your reward on the way. And that reward most likely is going to be a faithful, loving husband for the rest of your life, because of the level he had to work and the amount of love he had to put in, that he fell in love with you in the process of trying to fulfill his lust. See, what the devil meant for evil, God will turn it into good. But you got to be able to be used by God. You got to tap into your strength and hold on to that strength so it can work in your favor. If you get weak, if you get weary, he going to be weak and weary right there with you. And now, yes, there could be a man who you could be weak and weary, and he said, no, we can't do that. We can't do that till we get married. No, it ain't time yet. All right. Yeah, that he out there now. He just might not be in your city. He just might not be the man you gonna meet. So you got to know what you know, and you got to stand on your own 2 feet. And you got to take care of you. You can't get on your bike with your clothes off and then expect him to come give you a hand and lift you up. No. Please put your clothes back on. That if you waiting on that, you gon' all right, be carrying a whole lot of stuff in there. Listen what I'm telling you now. Listen what I'm telling you. So yes, he out there. Yes, they exist. But he gonna exist when he meet you. And when he meet you, then he gonna know, okay, all right, man, she keep turning me down. And he gonna give you more, and he gonna give you more. But see, here's the key. It ain't just that you off your back. You got to pay attention to everything around that. How does he talk to you? How does he treat you? Does he keep his word? Does he court you? Does he put you first? Meaning, is he kicking you to the curb and canceling with you to go play golf? You know, where are you on his list of priorities? And so if everything else clicking on all cylinders and y'all not sleeping together, now you on to something. And listen, when you 55 and up, you got to be even more strict with those men in your age group because he too old to not know better. So if y'all was in y'all 20s, that's different. You could forgive a little more because he young and dumb. When you 55 and up dating men in your age range, he too old to be playing games. He too old to be playing with. So them men right there got to get cut off in 30 days or less. 30 days or less, them men got to get cut off. You don't give a man 6 months at that age if you see red flags in the first 30 days. You see red flags in the first 30 days, go on about your business. Go on about your business because he ain't ready. Because if he's still old and immature, that's who he gonna be the rest of his life. That's who he gonna be the rest of his life. You give him the benefit of the doubt, and all right, you're gonna be out of doubt. You hear me? You're gonna be up the creek without a paddle. So go on about your business. This man should look next to perfect. Next to perfect. He should look next to perfect. The thing that's wrong with him is he keep trying to get you on your bike. That need to be what you struggling with. He keep trying to get you on your bike because he got a little nasty streak in him, a little freak in him. But other than that, everything else need to be next to perfect because he too old. He too old not to have his life in order, not to have his situation going right. That's why I told you get in that gym because that gym expensive. So if he in there, okay, he got something in order. You hear me? So understand that right there. Listen to this again, another 15 minutes if it didn't make sense to you. I tried to explain the best I could and give you some real actionable steps that you could take in this here dating process. Those steps could work for people, in late 30s, 40s. It could work too, but it's not specifically for you. And then now here comes the question, Tony, can you do a video for dating 18 to 21, 18 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 36 to 40? The answer is yes, no, maybe. I don't know. It ain't hit my spirit yet. And it just, I'm not sure that I have the specifics to date in all those different age ranges, because it's not really that serious. You see what I mean? It's kind of, love and relationships is principle based. So the principles are the same. The principle is the principle. And then things could change from time to time, based on your age, but that's just little specific tweaks, like go here instead of there, do this instead of that. But up under this here age range, what I'm talking about, then, it's a little different. It's a little different. So understand that. But as stuff hit me, and especially with these questions coming in, that kind of helped give me some stuff to talk about. So we'll keep it rolling from there. But hey, God bless you, and we'll talk soon.